So right now I'm just going to pass out some pictures. Ever since I was a young girl, I always knew that I wanted to adopt. I would actually beg my parents to adopt kids when I was younger. And thinking back when they told me that I was pregnant, well, not they were pregnant, my parents told me that they were pregnant with my little brother. I was like, yay, we're adopting. And they're like, no, we're pregnant. And I was like, we're adopting. And so I knew that this had to be something like from God, just kind of like a God thing that was put on my heart, and I really believed that I meant to like live this out and pursue this. And it was very validated when I went to Peru, and we did like a vacation Bible study for an orphanage there. And so those are the pictures that are coming around now. They're just sweet little kids, and I just love them. So I thought I could share that with you guys. So like I said, today we're just going to talk about adoption and like the common process of that. So when you first want to pursue the idea of adoption, it's going to be overwhelming. There's so many different agencies. They're all around the world, and they all provide different resources, and they have different activities that they can carry out for you. So to put this in example, my friend Molly, she goes to Africa every year and she works with an orphanage there. And so I got a comment from the head of that orphanage, and her name is Julian. She's super sweet. And she said her orphanage right there, it's more like a family. There's only 16 kids in there, and they usually do not get adopted out. And that also means that they don't come in. So like there aren't kids being dropped off or anything like that. But they have 16 kids, and it's more like a family, which is really awesome. But there's also different adoption agencies that practice open and closed adoptions. So an open adoption is when a parent or family decides, I'm not suitable to be a parent, but I still want to be in contact with my child and I want to be there for them. So that would be an open adoption, and you would be informed if that was the case of that particular child if you wanted to adopt them. And then we also have closed adoptions, and so those would be strictly like, I'm not suitable to be in my child's life, and I do not want to be involved after they get adopted. And so that's strictly the birth parent's decision, and then once you adopt a child out, if you do have like an open adoption, you can go over those rules and regulations with the birth parents to see how much you want to be in contact or not. And so another thing that you will come into contact with adopting is a domestic adoption or an international adoption. They're pretty different. International is obviously adopting a child that is not from the United States. A domestic adoption is a child from the United States. Some differences that they have is the wait period of a child. So since if you were adopting a child in the United States, you would be in contact with someone obviously in the United States. So the furthest it could be is like Ohio to California. There's a time difference, but it's nothing like huge. Like we all have the same technology, and so like it's pretty much the same. But when you are in contact with an adoption agency in China, it's just the entire process is just going to take much, much longer. And so you always have to keep that in mind. And there's also the health of a child. With the United States, we have foster care here, and that's not something that's practiced in other countries. And so most of our children are in foster care homes, and so they do have access to food, like showers and medical care and love and attention. But kids who live in huge buildings with hundreds and hundreds of kids, they don't have that. So the health of your child will be different. Also, there's a huge price difference. Huge, huge, huge. According to Adoption Today, the average price for a domestic adoption is around $45,000, and just that alone is sickening that it costs that much to adopt a child. But an international adoption is around $90,000, and that's terrifying. That's a whole house, the small house. So that's pretty terrifying. So just coming to a conclusion with that, there are so many benefits of adopting. So hopefully if you guys are ever like thinking about adoption, pray about it, seek it out, think about it. They just bring joy and hope and love and happiness. Obviously, like you're providing such a good life to that child, And something that I found interesting too was there's a bunch of studies that show that if you had an open adoption, having those parents involved with your adopted child and you encourage those parents. You see, hey, those parents are the same age as me. I can do that. I can be a better person, for my child, even though I don't have custody. So I thought that was something really